Paine ground, Aerostar 11111 with information Alpha at ProFlight IFR to Paine Field. Like to pick up our clearance.
November 11111, Renton ground, cleared to Paine Airport via Renton 3 departure, then as filed. On departure, climb via the SID. Expect 4,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure control frequency 119.2, squawk 4706.
K11 is cleared to the Paine Field Airport via the Renton 3 departure, then is filed. Climb via the SID. Expect 4,000, 5 minutes after departure. 119.2 for departure and 4706 on the squawk.
Aerostar 111, read back correct.
Go through the after engine start, so alternator lights are out. Autopilot master is on. We'll go ahead and press the test button. Like 4 times, and then that's it. Trim master off, so we'll flip that off and make sure nothing happens here. Doesn't, so that's good. Trim set for takeoff, it is. Hydraulic arm, it is. Climate control set, we'll just put the fan on low. Flight director autopilot source HSI 1, which it is. HSI input GPS 1 is down here, it is. Reversion mode, I can check. That changes the HSI into artificial horizon. And TAWS set as required. We can go ahead and test the messages here.
Terrain, pull up,
Altitude alert is set and set to the barrow. AI is erect. Compass and HSI is slaved and are pretty close to where they're supposed to be. 4:30 flight plan, I gotta load.
Renton Tower, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, 4706. Notice I didn't have to do anything with the throttles to get it moving. I went ahead and was patient with it. Come out to the area where the tower could see us. Main ground Aerostar 11111's a ProFlight with Alpha Taxi IFR.
Aerostar 111, runway 16, taxi via Alpha.
Okay, 16 via Alpha for 111.
Renton ground, Phoenix tow at Rainier, return to the floatplane ramp.
Phoenix tow, Renton ground, give way to the Aerostar, northbound on Alpha, then proceed on Alpha to the ramp.
Phoenix tow, give way to the Aerostar and then to the ramp. Thanks.
Alright, might as well talk through this. So flight controls are free, correct? Door locked, I'm checking to make sure the pins are by the green arrows on all 4 places, upper and lower door. Pressurization and bleed air check, so the pressurization is set where I want it. Bleed air is both on and the dump valve's in normal dump. Door seal is now inflated. Flight director's on in the heading mode, so I'm working my way up here, so it's in heading. I can double check that up on the annunciator. Flight director V-bars 9 degrees up. I did press the toga button. Trim set for takeoff, it is. Mixtures are full rich, props and prop sync forward and manual. Fuel is in the on position. And hydraulic pressure check, and it's armed and it looks good at about 1100 psi. Let's see, annunciator panel is all out. Gyros cross checked, so we've got about 287, close enough to 300 there. Or 900, what am I talking about? Close enough to 290. And 290 on the HSI and about 290 on the vertical chord compass. So 430W, I've got waypoint 1 active, which is the Ewok intersection basically, but we're going to be flying a departure, which is the opposite direction for a bit. Frequencies are set with the exception of departure, which I'll put in
67681 Renton Tower,
after
Kodiak,
I go ahead and switch over to tower. So for the run-up, mixtures are rich, props forward, throttle, we're going to go to 1300 RPM to start with. That's for our feather check. I like to do them both at the same time so that I can see that both of them are trying to go into feather at the same rate. That'll also let me know if I have any issues where, maybe one of them won't feather, which would not be good if I had to do that. Engine instruments checked, so oil pressure is good, cylinder head temp is up, oil temp is in the green, both left and right, and we have fuel pressure on the engine-driven pumps only. Alternators will check for load, it's balanced, I go left to right, and voltage is up at 28. And prop ice we're not going to worry about today, so throttle's back to 1,000 RPM. And why they do this, I don't know, that's just my checklist, but back to 1,000, just check it. And that's because most people will do their mag check one at a time. I'll do both at the same time, just easier. Run it up to 2,100. I'll re-level out the graphic equalizer here so that I can see what's happening to the EGTs as I go from left to right mag. Nothing's dropping out, and they're all kind of rising evenly. All looks good. Oil temps and pressures are good. And the gyro pressure is checked and good, and both little red indicators are out. Come all the way back to idle. Be around 650. Right one's a little bit high, left one's enough. A little bit of a split manifold pressure, but that's kind of typical from an airplane.
Taking number 681, traffic off your right wing, helicopter northbound.
Okay, and I'll switch these. I like to use the digital version of this, so I'll switch these back over to RPM and manifold pressure. That's just a preference since I've got it.
Frequency change approved today.
And that way it's a little easier to accurately set everything. So that's pretty much ready to go. We'll go ahead and taxi on out there and await our clearance.
At the ramp for the 850. Kodiak 178 Kilo Quebec, Renton ground, taxi to 850 V Alpha. Roger, Kilo Quebec. Thanks.
Our departure, the Renton 3 departure is basically about 400 feet. I'll fly heading 150, so it's a slight left turn until I reach 1,000 feet, and then it's a heading of 130 for radar vectors, and then it's climbed to 3,000 feet. Expect higher a little bit later. Gotta wait for the Kodiak to go by. He just came up out of the water, that was kind of cool. Renton Tower, Aerostar, 111's ready to go IFR.
Aerostar 11111, Renton Tower, hold short runway 16.
Okay, 11111, hold short of 16. I don't think this will be very long, so we're all set to go.
4 Victor Whiskey's crossed the final approach fix.
November 4 Victor Whiskey, runway 16, cleared to land. Aerostar 111, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, 11111, clear for takeoff. 16. Okay, we'll take a look. Pitot heat's on, lights on, mags are on, pumps are on. Hydraulic pump is armed. We're ready to go. I'll come out here and get lined up with the runway. There's nobody out, there's no hurry. Hold the brakes, pull the yoke back a bit, and we'll run it on up to between 25 and 30. We'll make sure the turbo starts spooling up at 25 inches, which they do. And they're coming all up, brakes released. Nice, easy power application all the way to full power, 42 inches of manifold pressure. There it is. Airspeed's alive. There's 60 knots.
65903, Renton ground, taxi.
There's 80, I'll lighten the nose a little bit. 90, 95, rotate, come off at about 100. Positive rate climb, gear up. And 110, I'll bring the flaps up the rest of the way and let it accelerate. Trimmed well, so we'll go ahead and bring the power back to my climb setting and I climb at 3522 since we're right over high.
11, contact Seattle departure, flight.
111, go to departure, see ya. Okay, there's our left turn to heading 150.
Delta 745, clear ignore me. Delta 745, clear ignore me.
Seattle departure, Aerostar 111's with you out of 1,000 for 3,000.
Aerostar 11111, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4,000.
Okay, 111's going to 4,000. Okay, and out of 1,000 feet, we'll turn left heading 130.
8,000 off Charlie. Get more 6,002, just to maintain 4,000. Delta 745, climb maintain 15,000. Delta 745, climb to 15,000. Aerostar 111, turn left heading at 340.
Left heading 340, 111. And 111's got Juliet at Paine.
Roger, thank you. Delta 745, contact Seattle Center 127.05. Delta 745, 127.05. American 1045 out of 2,000 for 7,000. American 1045, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb maintain 8,000. 8,000, American 1045.
Ah, I might break out on top of this stuff. Oh.
Aerostar 111, turn 10 degrees to the right, contact approach 128.5.
111, 10 degrees right, 28.5, see ya.
Skyline 8, Alpha Charlie, climb maintain 900,000. Climb maintain 900,000, 8 Alpha Charlie.
54 in the air, this frequency will within 5 minutes after land rate. 611. Okay, we'll do it out, turn on level. Flight service frequency. Alright, so should contact you, we'll be shooting from the end.
Seattle approach, Aerostar 111's with you, level 4,000, information Juliet.
Aerostar 111 approach, taxi Juliet, select the ILS 16 right, turn 5 degrees right.
5 degrees right, that'll be 355, 111.
Aerostar 111, traffic at 10 o'clock on a mile northbound on the Seattle downwind, in Alaska 737, they'll be descending to 5,000.
I want 111's IMC.
Orbit 71 Kilo, contact Renton Tower, great day.
Tower 71 Kilo.
Aerostar 111, descend and maintain 3,000.
pretty close to turning inbound. I'll go ahead and drop flaps to 20. That'll get us slowed down. I won't have to do anything with the power settings. Just leave them here at 25 and 22. Just use drag to control the speed. Set things up very nicely. Now I'll go ahead and set the second radio up on the ILS, 109.3.
Right, in 2068, turn right.
Can't hear it yet.
7 Hotel Bravo over Paine Field, 5 crew, Untitled IFR.
Okay, our minimums are 770 feet, that's 200 feet. The radar altimeter is set for 200. This approach is going to be climbed to 1100, then climbing right turn to 2000 feet.
Bravo, will you cancel it? Right, in 2068, contact tower.
And since we're on a vector,
Checking in.
just go ahead and activate the approach. So it's loaded.
The 216 approach, welcome, descend to maintain 5,000.
And once we get turned inbound, I'll use a activate leg.
Aerostar 111, turn left heading 250.
Left heading 250, 111.
Corpus 6, section 9, Tango Charlie ident. Aerostar 111 is a mile east, turn left 190 at above 2,000 till established, cleared approach.
I'm on 111, 190 on the heading, maintain at or above 2,000 till established, clear for the approach.
7 Alpha Tango is now 8.5 miles from front approach fix, 130 heading to join 2,000 till established, cleared ILS runway 16 right.
Alright, at that point in time, we were in heading mode. It's already set up. I went, activated the approach mode on the autopilot and missed the altitude because I'm talking. And there's the intercept coming in. Light slope's alive on the digital HSI. So approach is coupled. Start to see the turn here momentarily. I can bring this up a little bit more. There we go. There's our turn to final, so that's looking good. Alright, boost pumps are on. Fuel is on.
Departure, good afternoon, Baron 6033 X-ray.
Got tower frequency in. We're established on the localizer. We'll just stay here until glide slope intercept.
3000, X-ray.
Already in deloc mode, which is showing up ILS over here, which tells me that's all correct.
200,
Alright, glide slope's alive on both.
Star 111, contact tower, good day.
111, going to tower.
7 Alpha Tango, contact.
Paine Tower, Star 111, night to be inbound.
Star 1111, Paine Tower, 1204, right, 16 right, clear land.
111, clear to land, 16 right. Alright, once I've intercepted, I put the gear down, check 3 and a grain. I'm just going to come back to 20 inches of manifold pressure. I'm going to go mixtures full rich and props full forward at this time. This should set us up at about 17, 18 inches of manifold pressure. There's 17 there. And that'll give us about 100, between 120 and 130 knots. So it's, everything's looking good. Gear's down, 3 in the green. Going down to 770 feet.
797 Alpha Tango, Paine
Okay,
Tower.
it's set up beautiful. It's all about power settings. Don't have to touch a thing. That counted as a legit approach, barely. Now all I gotta do is just maintain speed with power. So if I get a little slow, I'll add some power. I was shooting this approach a couple of weeks ago. We had 40 knots on the nose. It took 30 inches of manifold pressure to keep me on the glide slope at 120 knots. Path a little bit lower over the runway. Alright, I got it sight. I'll go ahead and kick the autopilot off. Pan flying it on down here. we got field main, we'll go flaps full.
300.
Trim for 100 knots. Gears down and checked one more time.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
That one worked pretty good. Not worried about landing sharp. Go down to Alpha 6.
Aerostar 111, turn left at Alpha 6, contact ground point.
111 left at Alpha 6, and we'll contact ground. After the landing checklist, I start down here and go to deflate on the door seal, and we'll go ahead and turn the autopilot off. We don't need it. And come back over here, run through the lights. Strobes are going to be off, pitot heat's off, pulse lights are off, boost pumps off, flaps going up and back to up, and then the trim's going to get reset to 0. I do that so I can check to see if it's actually 0 when I'm on the ground. Paine ground, Aerostar 11111, cleared Alpha 6, taxi west condos.
Aerostar 11111, Paine ground, taxi via Alpha Hotel 1 to the condos.
Alpha Hotel 1 to the condos for 111.